Okay, I think, yep, the sound is here now. It wasn't here when I tried before a few minutes ago, so happy Thursday. And I just wanted to check in with the things that I've been working on with coloring. And so this is one thing, obviously. I got it open here. Um, Mythographic Aviary, and kind of going back to that. And was coming back to this page. I did a lot of work on this. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it except like I really was feeling like I didn't want to deal with this page at all, but because I was looking for something different to do other than what I had been doing the days before that. Um, I said, well, yeah, let's just do it. Like the worst thing that can happen is that it looks awful, you know. Um, And so I'm still not sure where this page is going, but obviously we're doing these purples and greens, kind of peacock kind of colors. And I wanted to make this is the one that I started on that was already done before I started coming to work on this again. I did this earlier. Um, I started then this week working more in here and finishing up this part. Excuse me, sorry. Oof. I just had a smoothie and like now I'm just burping. Um, and then I think it was yesterday that I started this bird, and I was thinking I want them to be different from each other. Um, and so I started this one off with a purple head instead of a blue or green head. I don't know how this is going to work. I've been incorporating this light blue to kind of in this one to kind of take it out of the zone of the colors of this one. Um, I kind of did that as a reminder that to myself that every time I come back to this one, I want to make it look different from this. So me putting this blue in there kind of like takes on a different hue or whatever. So um, yeah. As I and the thing was interesting was when I was looking at this again this week, I was thinking how much I wish I had done something with red in here instead of purple and pink, but it's kind of, I think it's kind of too late for me to really go there, unless I find some interesting way to incorporate it. I don't know, but so far I haven't thought of one, and I don't think I need to go there. Um, this part came from some marker that I use, and I don't know why. The first thing I did in here, all of a sudden, I came to this page and started outlining in this marker that turned out to be some kind of maroon color. So that's where that kind of comes from, and it looks kind of interesting now that I've gone over it with pencil. It still like hasn't entirely gone away, but it kind of like muted it a little bit and maybe added some kind of interest to it that I wouldn't have intentionally put in there. I don't know. And then the yellow marker, that's what this is in here. Um, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm just gonna, we're gonna make it work. That's that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, like I said, if I'd thought about colors beforehand that I wanted to use in here, I may not have used any of this. I probably wouldn't have, but I don't even know what colors I would have used because a lot of times when I sit down to color, it's like I don't know. I just want to color. I ain't got time to think about palette, so I'm just gonna let it be what it is. Oops, excuse me. What this candle I have next to me. Um. So yeah. So this is one thing that I've been working on, and it, this aviary book is interesting because um I don't like coloring small and I sometimes I just don't know what to do with it. It's like so different for me coloring in this book, and I find myself doing more kind of painterly coloring, painterly moves when I color in here is something interesting that I find happening. And so I'm just allowing myself to do that. I was like, just do that. Don't think so hard about it. Make those painterly moves, see what comes, what happens. And when I say painterly moves, kind of like how I move like with a brush, where you're just kind of not, you're not, it's not like painting a wall, like house painting or anything like that, but it's this kind of thing where you just, there's like this freedom in it where it's about the strokes, and you just kind of move with it. And maybe like when I do you might have seen that when I, if I recorded any coloring pages of me working in here previously, and if not, I'm probably gonna record me coloring in this, and upload it so that you can get an example of what I mean when I say painterly kind of movements. Um, but yeah, that seems to be what saves me and gets rid of my quote unquote block, BLOCK block, when I'm trying to deal with um, this page in particular in Aviary. But I think it's probably the approach that I should take with all of these pages in Aviary, um, because it sets me free then, and it's like I don't worry about it. I don't worry about how it's going to look. Um, and something that I thought of also when I was, um, while thinking about how I was going to deal with this page, and then sitting down and just working on it, was how I've heard like in writing classes and in art classes and painting class, like to um, one way to take off those restraints that you put on yourself that keep you from beginning or keep you from continuing something you've started is to just say, okay, so I'm writing this story and I think it really sucks or whatever, or I have to start writing this story, I don't know where to start. Write the Sit down and aim to write the worst story you've ever written. Sit down and write a bad story. And then it's kind of like you're free then, because the worry you always have when you're writing or when you're creating a song or a work of art of some kind, or even like designing clothing, sewing or something like that, making a quilt, whatever. The fear is that it's going to be ugly. The fear is that it's going to be horrible. So if you just say, well, I'm going to set out to make the ugliest quilt I've ever made in my entire life, it frees you. And actually, sometimes you wind up with something that really, you find out that it's hard for you to make it ugly. It's hard to make something ugly. So, or you may find out something from your attempt to make it ugly that actually is like, whoa, I actually like this, or I like the technique I used, or whatever. And then you go on to use that technique in something else that you do. And it winds up being something that you really enjoy and like. So, yeah, so that's the kind of thing where I think I am gonna approach at least one of the pages in this book. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. There's so much going on in my house, in my life lately. Crazy. So yeah, conversations on one of those things. To do with the house, because like I said, we're in like this kind of renovation. Well, we've been in constant renovation mode, honestly. So anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, starting off saying you're going to color the ugliest thing that you've ever colored. And I think that's the approach I'm going to take with at least one page in this book. Is I'm going to start off with, I'm going to color the ugliest coloring page ever. So just to see what happens. Maybe I'll make that like some kind of series or something. Not that I have time for that kind of consistency, but like we'll see. So let me put that in there. So some other things that I've been doing, none of which have been in this book, and I keep looking at this. I'm like, oh, I need to finish this, but I'm waiting till I get the skill set or the inspiration or something to do that. I'm also thinking of with this one, thinking about incorporating that the Mandalama shimmer um, paints in here somehow. I don't know. I'm thinking about how to continue with this. So um, that's that. I should have had the music going, so at least like while I was on mute, you could still hear that. But like I didn't expect to be, for that to happen. So um, my husband had a question, and I had to, or not a question, but had to tell me something. Okay. Yeah. So um. Yeah, I have pages in here I still need to finish, of course, and we'll take it as it goes. Like I said, this book is not the usual thing that I would even color in, but I'm kind of glad that the whole thing started where it was like everybody was coloring in Aviary, or there was kind of a color along challenge for it, because it kind of pushed me to do something different, and I think it's helping me in a few ways. Okay, so um, some other things I've been doing. Let's see. I gotta try and remember. I did some things in the Lost Ocean, and this is a book that I got used from thrift books. Sorry, I'm having a hard time saying ths. Um, and I worked in this on Sunday. Actually, I did this on Sunday. Um, and I used, I had them right here. Here they are. I used the Art Ship Design brush tip acrylic paint pens, and it has like some regular ones, and it has a lot of metallics in it. I don't think it's all metallics. Is it all metallics? It's not all metallics, but okay, here it is. 10 classic colors, 10 metallic colors. So I used metallics, and okay, so something weird happened. Okay, this page went fine when I did this one, and I hope you can see it okay. I know my lighting really sucks. Um, so this page turned out fine, and like the way it did this kind of streakiness, as with how my coloring, I didn't mind it. I liked it. I thought it gave it kind of a water-esque kind of feel, so I liked it. So then I went to use another color, and as I was using that other color, it's like the metallic was running out of the brush or something. It was really strange. And at first I couldn't tell. I was like, the is it just because it's not dry, and like it's drying and it's going to dry lighter, or what? Well, it turns out it was running out. And so this is all the same pen around this fish, which I got to figure out how I'm going to fix that. I don't know if you can see how that is. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I got to do something with that. Um, but yeah, so I started over here, and as I went along, it was like even when I shook up the pen, it got darker. I'm like, well, that's bizarre. So, and I think actually I did over to here. I did from here to here, and the color was changing. So then, what I did, I went in and used the pen that I used for this side, and I went over this part, which it seemed like I can't remember what exactly how it looked, but it was problematic. And so I thought, well, let me blend it in. If I do that pen from this side and do that here, then it kind of shows like this kind of gradient of color, kind of, which you see in the ocean. Like I don't know if you see like I live near a lake, a big lake, and when the lake turns over, the water's turning over, like what's at the bottom starts coming up to the top or something like that. You can see it. You can actually see the different colors in it. So this is the opposite direction because when the lake turns over, it's actually like a horizontal thing you see. But um, so yeah, so I colored over with that other pen, the pen that I did this side with. I colored the darker blue over that kind of like went, it just lost all metallic entirely. And then I continued for the blank part, I continued with that same pen that I used this side and did this side. So that's something to know about these art chip metallic pens. I'm not sure what that's called, what happened. I'm not sure if, um, yeah, I'm not sure why that happened because I haven't used these that much, if at all. These two colors, I don't even know if I used them at all. So for them to do that, I thought was kind of strange. Or that particular blue to do that, I thought that was strange. So beware. I did think about getting my other acrylic paint pens that have metallics in them and finishing up this side with a similar blue, but that felt kind of dangerous to me because I wasn't sure if it would how it would dry, if it would dry the same, if it would be the same color, even if I swatched it, if it would still wind up looking right on here. So I'm actually like pleased with how it turned out with me doing, the gradient of color. So now I look at these pages, and I'm like, oh no, it's like now it's too beautiful for me to color in. I don't know what to do next. Because I was like, pencil? This looks too gorgeous for pencil. But pencil is what I like working with. So now what am I going to do? Yeah, so I did that and I'm going to think on it. I love the way the paint pen made the page feel. It just really did something to how the page feels. And I just like kind of fell in love with that whole thing. Now it's like, yeah, I got to figure out where I'm going next with it. So let's see. I think there's something else in here. Another page I started using, actually, this page, I used the Mandolama acrylic paint. And I think it must be a shimmer, one of the shimmers. And I used the color that I thought, I probably won't use it for anything else, really. It's not like a color that immediately strikes me that I would use. To paint a lot with. So I thought, well, it would be a good one to do for a background with. And so that's what I did. My application is kind of sloppy, but it was my first experience with it. And, I'm not judging myself. I'm not sure if pencils go over this shimmer at all in any kind of way. Because I thought about, like, if I line these and kind of like shade it out or something, blend it out, so to speak, um, if that is something that could happen with this. So we'll see. Um, Chances are I'll work on this page before I work on the previous, before I work on these, because for this one now, it looks so beautiful to me that like I feel I don't want to ruin it. Whereas with this one, I feel like, it's just kind of like, it's kind of a schlepping page that's for fun that can turn out pretty no matter what you do to it. So, um, then it has this opposite page, which I feel like at this point, I think I'm going to wait and see how this side turns out before I do anything with the opposite side. So I can get better at whatever, or change how I approach the other side. I can never tell if I'm making sense when I'm talking or not. I'm just kind of tired. Have a headache. I went grocery shopping this morning, and I have to go early because I can't deal with all them people that don't know how to do their carts and all that stuff. They get on my last nerve. So I had to go early. Let's see. So, yeah, there's a lot of tiny, tiny, tiny things in this book. And I was flipping through and thinking, like, I don't know when I'm ever going to color any of these. There might be a time, but it's like, it's almost like you have to use fine point pen in here or something to color. And, that ain't my ministry. Or I don't think it is. I don't know. It might be at some point. But not now. That doesn't sound like fun to me. And they're so big, I don't even know how I would blow them up. I would have to go to like Staples or Office Max or something to do that. They're really nice images though. It's just I really like this one. It's just they're so small. That would call for, I think, different art supplies for me. And like I don't really want to go there, that's for sure. Um yeah, speaking of which, I have something coming that I saw in Dee Dee Willingham's video yesterday, the books that she was in, showing by Helen, what's her name? Helen Elliston. Yeah, I bought 3 of them because so they're coming. I love this page. I love coloring the shellfish. I love that. I love this page. These pages. Okay, so and then there's one other page in here I thought, but maybe not. I kind of get these books mixed up sometimes. There are some really nice pages in here that aren't too small for me to color. Um, oh yeah, like these big fish. I love these big fish. This is like take it out and frame it. And I should try drawing some things like that because they look like fun. So I think that's it for this book. Yep. Then let's see. I don't know. I'll put these away. Now that I can put them away. Oh. So now I haven't done anything in what you call it, feminine alchemy. I haven't done any more in that. So but so this is Enchanted Forest, and I think from the pages I have in here, I must have done stuff in here. Okay. I haven't done any more on this page, but like, that's something that I need to do. I think because I switched my pencils, because I did this one with I'm gonna write this on here actually. Use Starjoy Golds and Root Funers. So, and I wanted to put that pencil case away and put all the pencils in the case. And I don't really want to bring it out again because I worked with those for a long time. So I don't really want to work on this because of that. I want to use different pencils for a little bit. And I got those, the Faber Castel Black. And so, like, that's kind of what I've been really, that's what I was using mostly. I don't know if I showed this page. I did this page and I used some metallic. Did I use Jelly Roll? I think I used Jelly Roll pens. And then I used the Brute Fooner, Starjoy Gold, and I used a red Prismacolor. One of those, the red, what color is it? I don't know, I can't say. Scarlet Red, I think it was I used. Um, yeah. So, and I have no idea what I want to do with the outside. But that's where this is so far. And I think the squirrel looks a little interesting. Kind of interesting. I wanted to do something other than just, brown squirrel or black squirrel. So I wanted to do a red squirrel, which there are red squirrels. And I wanted to bling them out because this stuff looks like bling to me. So, let's see. Yeah, I feel like when I see these pages, I'm like, how can I, like, make it new? Do something different, do something inventive, or that will excite me. And I kind of feel like I don't want to approach the page until I can do that. Because I love the line drawings, and so I want to do something that I don't know feels like that feels good to me. Let's see. What else did I do in here? I thought there was something else. I just love these line drawings. I really do. Okay, this guy. This is the first thing I used the Mandalama paints on. I thought, well, let me try. I think I like it better now than I did initially. But I just was like, oh, brother, yellow. More yellow. Always using yellow. And I kind of had wanted to stay more muted with this image. But I did the yellow up at the top. I didn't do the greatest job, but it's the matte paint is more forgiving than the metallic paint. But then I went in with one of my favorite Prismacolor pencils. I think I still have it right. I think I have it here right next to me. Yeah, it's right here. These are one of those colors that's like, okay, I'm gonna always be buying these. This one, what's it say? Warm gray. I went in with the warm gray, just kind of experimenting to see how pencil would go over the paint. And I started doing some shading over that, and I thought, you know what? Okay, now that takes it out of the, I'm just yellow background zone. So I thought, okay, that's the approach I think that I'm going to take with all of this. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the background with. I only went part the way down with the yellow because I didn't want to go yellow crazy. So I'm still thinking about what I want to do with this part. But yeah, my other option that I was thinking of was making the background, using one of those the natural color or like the beige, kind of like lighter than this or browner than this. But I thought, well, that sounds absolutely boring. I don't want to do that. Even though I wanted the whole thing to be muted, that sounded like too muted. And I feel like, well, I know at least one natural color acrylic paint that I used was like so opaque that, I don't know, it just felt like it killed the page. And so, yeah, I don't want to kill the page. I just want to. So anyway, so this still needs some work. I need to finish up on it. Yeah. So I think really that's all that I did. I didn't do any sketching. because I've been like, I've been out and about and away from my desk and just, doing summer for goodness sake, because like I spend enough time at my desk. Um, yeah, I'm thinking like I might want to venture out on some of these images that are um, away from the front. This is what the previous owner did, and it's really beautiful. I think they did a nice job. It's really pretty. I might just go in and actually darken the colors that they already have, or just add a little bit of like outlining to make the different portions stand out. But I really love the colors that they used, and then I'll add a background, which like obviously it just seems like it needs like a shimmer background of some kind. But yeah, previous owner did a nice job on this. Um, anything else in here? And this is Johanna Basford's Enchanted Forest. This is combination, I think, previous owner and me. I think the only thing I did was the griffins. I don't really know what to do with this page. I don't really like it. I might have liked it if I had started it on my own, but like I really don't like it. I don't know if I'm even gonna like finish it up or anything, and it's getting some bleed from the previous page, and I don't even really care because like it's not a bad page to lose. This was one that the previous owner started, and then continued, and I added like the metallic paint and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not that thrilled about finishing it, to be honest. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Let's see. And I think, is that it? Did I do anything in, um, I'm still working on organizing things. Do have all our air conditioners in now. Yay. Like we got that in, what, Saturday was it? Um, oh, this is something that I did that I don't think I showed. That I was flipping through this one, World of Wonder, and thinking about how to deal with the white space. And I did this on this one particular page, and this is something that I could color without, having to think too hard. And color and be able to really just kind of zone out. But I just drew like I draw in my sketchbook, and did one of those, just did some lines. Sorry, this thing is even. I did some lines, and I don't know, I kind of like it. I tried to be consistent, but they're not all the same. Um, Probably could do another one there. So we'll see how that works. I was trying to figure out, oh, actually I started this one. I forgot. I started this one, coloring in this one. I didn't even notice it like blended in really good. So I'm going to do this with each one, outlining with a lighter and darker color of what's in the middle. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the other things that aren't, attached. So. And then I noticed that I hadn't colored the cork here. So I have to color the cork. Let's see, did I do anything else in here? There's still this page with all the blues. There's going to be a time when I'm going to have to go through and swatch and try and figure out the colors to like finish this one with. Because I don't know, I just wanted to stay blues with gold, metallic gold, and metallic silver all the way through. I don't want anything different. So, yeah. That's a long work in progress. I think I started this, 2021? Um, so I'm trying to go to what else I've worked on. If I worked on anything in this. Oh, that's right, the Faber Castel one. Um, yeah, my TP. I don't know if I did any more work on this since I showed it, since I was coloring online, but that's where we are with it. I might have added some little things. I don't recall. But yeah, that's the TP. Did it? I was trying to figure out if there's something I should do with this background, and I'm not sure, or if I should just leave it. So that's that. Oh, I think I did some things in here because I felt like this was too dark. So I did some things to try and add some, I don't know, sense of light. And I may actually go in with a pen, a white pen, to kind of like do a little bit more, bringing out of that light. And I'm trying to figure out what color to do these. So that's that. I still didn't do the. I want to do the. I talked about doing the mandalama shimmer, that shimmer white inside here, or on the outside and the inside, or just the inside, or just the outside. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but I haven't done it yet. So yeah, so we're still thinking about what to do with this. This is background I did with the Marabou art crayons, the wax-based ones. So I think the inside I think I did with Crayolas and Xena color pencils. Oh, everything keeps falling. Didn't do anything more on the bird. Didn't do anything in there. Yeah, because it's been a while since I really. It's been a very busy past 7 days, 10 days, whatever. So I can hardly remember what I even did in here. But I think that's it. Yeah. I still haven't done anything with this. Yeah, so I think that's it. That's pretty much all I've been up to with coloring the past few days. I haven't been coloring every day, so it's just every once in a while when I decide to sit at my desk, I have a moment to relax, then I'll pick something up and work on it. And I'll have my books that I'm working on to the side of me here, which is nice, so I can just pull out what I need and work on it. Still working on organizing my coloring stuff. That, like I said, I'm organizing this room is a summer long job, at least. It's going to be that, but we're getting there. I have like my pencils and the painting stuff for coloring books. I have them all in bins. Um, Markers, I have those in bins, except for the ones I'm using, which the art ship ones, um, which I need to get back into a bin. Um, and yeah, so I don't really have that many coloring books. I have like 2 file boxes, and they're like what, like 8.5 by, I don't know, like the letter size filing boxes. I just have 2 filing boxes that have coloring books in them, and that's pretty much it. Um, so, well, I also have like a stiff neck or shoulder or something. I think from how I slept. And it's like, got that, I got a headache, and just kind of like, ugh. Anyway, so that's it for me for today. Probably if I do another video, it's going to be an upload of coloring and music to like relax to. So like, Yeah. So that's it for me. I hope you have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.